Mind if I watch you work for a second? Sure. Hey, tell me, what's the weather like out there? It's raining. Excuse me a minute.
So if you want a place that will love and care for your loved ones, call Shady Hills today. Remember, there may not be a tomorrow.
And on that happy note, let's take a look at the weather. We have reports that it's coming down in buckets out there in other parts of the state. But our experts say that sunny skies will return by noon. But not here. So if you're on your way to work, you might want to grab an umbrella. Or you might not. You are listening to the Johnny Caravella Show here at WKRP in Cincinnati. Johnny, Andy wants to go ahead and change the format to rock and roll today. Right now? Right now. Listen, Bailey, maybe if I was 15 years younger, but now I can't. You can do it, Johnny. Andy believes in you. We all do. Oh, and he said you can even say booger if you want to. Well, it's goodbye to the elevator music. Do it. All right, Cincinnati, it is time for this town to get down. You've got Johnny, Dr. Johnny Fever, and I am burning up in here. Woo! We all in critical condition, babies. But you can tell me where it hurts, because I've got the healing prescription here at the big KRP musical medicine cabinet. I am talking about your 50,000 watt intensive care unit, babies. So just sit right down, relax, open your ears real wide, and say, "Give it to me straight, doctor, I can take it." Almost forgot, fellow babies. Booger. Welcome to the Decade Divas. If you don't know what the Decade Divas are, it's a collaboration started by me, the Spoonie Stitcher, and my co-host, Teresa at Critters Crochet. Go follow, linked below. And it is a collaboration of creative artists expressing themselves through fiber. Now, fiber can be anything from fabric to embroidery thread to wool felting. Any kind of fiber imaginable is accepted. Your project only has to be 75-ish% fiber. Everything else you can use other materials. And it has to be related to the 1970s. 70s celebration. Because last year we skipped the 70s and we heard about it. The Decade Divas started with the October Opals, which I started with my friend Teresa, but also our friend Ashley at Gwinspired Creations. And we just did it like a Spirit Week. And we're all Spoonies, and that was a terrible idea, doing a video every single day with that much costume setting, all of that. That was way too much work, so we didn't want to do that again. So the next year, 2024, we said, well, what if we just did one project a week? That's not bad. So we had different decades, and everybody hosted a different decade, and we brought on the Sonnet Silence and K&K Crochet. And that was a blast, and we had a lot of fun, but it was still a lot of work because we all made projects for that. But we skipped the 70s, and y'all had something to say about it. Y'all weren't happy, so this should make you happy. The entire collaboration this time is the 1970s. Anything you want to do, very little rules, 1970s themed, make sure it's at least 75% fiber related, keep it family friendly, and keep it clean. That's it. Okay, yeah, there were other things they had to follow for like the description box and stuff like that, but that's different. I just meant for the projects. We have over 30 content creators. You have a lot of videos to watch. There's going to be at least like 6 people a week. You're going to have videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So look for Decade Divas on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Hopefully you turn on your notifications and you'll see them. The entire list of everyone who's participating is linked down below in the description box, so you will know every single person, and I recommend subscribing to all of them. Thank you so much. Welcome to Decade Divas, fellow babies! How do you like my radio station? These are my mother's records, by the way. Star Wars, Bee Gees, also the Bee Gees, Little River Band, Seals and Crofts, and Elton John, which, by the way, do you see that right there? Yeah, he signed it for her. Those are my mother's record albums that we attached to this sheet to try and make a radio station. If you haven't guessed yet, I chose WKRP in Cincinnati. And for those of you coming for me saying, that's the 80s, not the first season, which in my opinion is the best season. Yes, the first season of WKRP in Cincinnati was in 78, I believe. So, I'm right there. This was a show that I grew up with because I lived overseas, and so I saw like shows that were from the 70s and 60s and the 50s. That's what they had, are like, 10 channels. Military housing. Anyway, I had this idea since October or November of last year. My first thing I was going to do was ABBA, because if you don't know, I'm an ABBA nerd. I love ABBA. But I couldn't figure out what to do with ABBA. So ABBA stayed in my brain for like 3 weeks. And then I went, love you, ABBA, but I got to do something else. And then it dawned on me, I think it's when we were watching Turkeys Away. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to do a skit. I want to do these projects. I know exactly what I want to do. And I didn't change my mind. I know! I didn't change my mind last minute. I'm so excited. I didn't change my mind. So, all my projects are the ones that I had in my head since last year. I am really excited to show you. I'm kind of proud of them, especially 2 of them. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made 5 projects. Anyone who thinks that's an overachiever, they're small. And I just wanted to do different representations of my favorite episodes. I thought that would be a lot of fun. So, but if you couldn't tell, my favorite character is Dr. Johnny Fever. So I had to. I had to dress up as Dr. Johnny. I had to do my skit. I thought my Bailey quarters was pretty good too. But Dr. Johnny is my favorite. When Howard Hesseman passed away a few years ago, I was very sad. And I almost made a doll of him. I almost got out my book by Allison Hoffman, where she makes all the different celebrities and she teaches you how to make whatever you want, basically, in this book. I was trying to figure out how to make Dr. Johnny. And I still might. Because even though I've seen him in many things and I love him in many things, I mean, he was a great cop on Murder, She Wrote. I loved him in Clue. Did you know he's in Clue? He's in Clue. Go watch my video and find out which one he is.
According to Hugh Wilson, Howard Hesseman was definitely the most like his character of all the cast. Most of the cast was a little bit opposite of their characters, which was kind of funny, but Howard Hesseman was a lot like Johnny Fever. Apparently, he was extremely laid back, but super professional at the same time, and he was kind of everybody's go-to buddy on the set. Jan Smithers had some really nice things to say about him, and so did Tim Reed, so I think he was just everybody's friend.
Why is Dr. Johnny Fever my favorite character from WKRP? He's just real. I mean, Andy was the handsome one. Venus was the romantic one. Herb was the funny one. Les was the neurotic one. Mr. Carlson was the kind one. Johnny was just chill.
He was funny, he was honest, he was chill, a little rough around the edges, but he just had this charm about him. The girls completely trusted him and always felt safe around him. To be honest, they felt safe around all of them. Yeah, even Herb. He's harmless. Johnny was just normal. He was just living his life, working at the radio station. Nothing really bothered him too much, except for tornadoes. He was a great character.
So yeah, I love Johnny Fever. I miss Howard Hesseman so much. So, cheers. Miss you, Johnny. No one should ever remake this show. The cast was perfection. It was started by Hugh Wilson, and the only rule he had was CBS told him they wanted Gary Sandy to play Andy Travis. Yeah, Andy Travis, I know. But they wanted Gary Sandy. That was his only rule. Everybody else he was allowed to hire. And he chose to go with practically unknowns. Loni Anderson, yeah, we'll get to her. She had never done comedy before. She's great at it. And then Richard, oh, I'm sorry. He'll always be Les Nessman to me. Even though I do love him in the Murder, She Wrote episode. I think it's Trial by Error. Yeah, I love him in that. I should have looked up how many people from WKRP have been in some kind of murder show. I just thought of that now, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
All right, I went down a rabbit hole. Let's do this. So a bunch of the WKRP in Cincinnati fam was in episodes of Murder, She Wrote. Howard Hesseman was in Season 2, Episode 1, Widow Weep for Me. Gary Sandy was in Season 1, Episode 10, Capital Offense. Richard Sanders was in Season 3, Episode 13, Trial by Error. Gordon Jump was in Season 2, Episode 22, If the Frame Fits. Also has John Delancey in it. Not important to WKRP, I just love him. Frank Bonner was in Season 2, Episode 16, Murder in the Electric Cathedral. Jan Smithers was in Season 1, Episode 18, Sudden Death. Loni Anderson and Tim Reed were never in Murder, She Wrote. However, they both starred in crime dramas. Tim Reed played a recurring character on the show Simon and Simon. Loni Anderson starred along Linda Carter in the show Partners in Crime, sadly only lasted one season. The original Mama Carlson was Sylvia Sidney, whom you may recognize from Tim Burton's Beetlejuice. That's right, she was Juno. But Carol Bruce took over the role after her, and she was in an episode of Diagnosis Murder. Unfortunately, there's no pictures of her, but she was in an episode of Diagnosis Murder called The Murder of Mark Sloan. So it seems like the cast of WKRP in Cincinnati was all over the crime genre. More fun for us. This was a brilliantly written, extremely funny, very entertaining show, but I also loved that it wasn't afraid of going to the edgier, sometimes darker content to prove a point. I appreciate that this show was willing to talk about some things that a lot of shows back then weren't willing to talk about yet. It was definitely ahead of its time.
I planned this last year, right? And then mere weeks ago, we lost Loni Anderson, the beautiful Jennifer Marlowe. So I added another project because I had to honor her somehow. I was amazed at her comedic timing, but she also just carried this character. She would tell Hugh that there were things in the script that she wouldn't say because she's like, Jennifer wouldn't say that, and she was right. And she also made sure that her character was not a dumb blonde. She was like, I need to play a smart character. And she did. In a lot of ways, she's probably the most sane person on the show. If you're new to my channel, I make something called a tot, which is a tater tot-like shape that I take and is inspired by some character. So I made the Jennifer tot, and I put her in one of my favorite dresses she wears, especially in season 1. She wears it a lot. It's this really pretty lilac dress. I'll try and find a picture. I don't have a pattern. This is just a tribute piece. Also, I made it mere hours ago before I started filming, so yeah, I had to do something. We love you, Loni. So what did I make? This entire collaboration is about stuff we made, so what did I make? Well, first of all, not really having to do with the collaboration, I just made it as a prop, but can we take a look at my mug? I made the Johnny mug. Dr. Johnny Fever's mug. I'm pretty proud of it. I got to use Posca pens. I'd never used Posca pens. Well, I mean, I got to experiment when my friend was here one time and I got to play with her a little bit, but like using it on anything that's not paper, I've never done that before. So I thought it turned out okay. Obviously, I probably should have done a couple coats, but It's not protected in any way. I just needed it as a prop. There's a chance that I will wipe all of this off and turn it into something Christmassy. But I needed it as a prop because I was like, Johnny has his mug all the time. Even when he is walking in the halls, he has got his mug, which we assume has just coffee in it. But he always has his mug of coffee. So I had to do something. So I made his mug. And I hope you like it. So yeah, nothing to do with the fiber arts, but, you know, every good skit needs a good prop. So, fun fact, when I was in high school, I was a prop master for the drama department. So yeah, that's a very hard job. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, this was my first idea that I knew I was going to do. There are different radio commercials that happen on the show. They're all fake. This is probably the most famous one. It's the Red Wigglers. Who remembers Red Wigglers? Yes, it's the Red Wigglers, and I made them as finger puppets. I think they're so cute. They were not hard to make. I was just doing it until it fit around my finger and I could get it on and off, and I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to use for all of these. So, yep. I think the yarn I used was Hobie Toucan. I'm almost positive. It was the Hobie Toucan in the like red tomato or whatever that color is called. So, yeah. Oh, but you know I couldn't just do this. Roll clip. And now a word from our sponsor.
We're happy little worms. We love the things we do. We catch the big ones every time because we're hooked on you. Red Wigglers, the Cadillac of worms. We're the Cadillac of worms. We're the Cadillac of worms. We're the Cadillac of worms.
Yes, Red Wigglers, the Cadillac of worms. Sold at fine worm retailers everywhere. I had to. It's not even a real song, so fingers crossed. But yeah, it's so cute. I had to do the Red Wigglers. That is so funny. That clip of him hopping is also funny. Because he kind of gets into it. Because he's heard the song so much that he kind of gets into it. It's so cute. So, yep. Red Wigglers. The Cadillac of Worms. This next one isn't really based on a specific episode. But it's kind of a symbol in the show. And it's very important to one of the characters. This is Les Nessman's Silver Sow Award. Now, I know that it's usually a brown block, but this is the paint we had in the house. This is the paint we used. Besides, it looks better with the little silver pig. The pig is a pattern by the one, the only, the fabulous Megan Kreiner. It's from her farm animal book, I believe. I just thought he was too cute. He's not the right kind of pig, but he's the pig I wanted to use. So, you know what? I'm allowed to be as creative as I like for my projects. And yeah. So the Silver Sow Award is something that Les Nessman, the news reporter on WKRP, wins for his farm reports. It's the silliest little thing, but I thought it was perfect. So I have my very own Silver Sow Award, which is hilarious because I have a black thumb. Okay, this is one of my all-time favorite episodes, and I would love to send you somewhere so you can watch it, but you can't. It is a banned episode. The reason the episode was banned is because of the B plot of the show. The A plot is hilarious. B plot is too. Seriously, it is. But the A plot is hilarious, and it suffers because of the B plot being canceled. So you can't watch it anywhere. It's another reason to buy physical media. Just go ahead and buy physical media. I own it. It's called Fish Story. The A plot is that Herb Tarlick, head of sales, wants to do some advertising for WKRP. And he and the big guy, Mr. Carlson, came up with the idea for Herb to dress, well, I'll let him show you. Yes, he is dressed like a giant fish. Did you figure out why? Because Mr. Carlson saw the letters WKRP. Take off the W and it's KRP. Carp. A fish. The rival station is WPIG. Yes, you're on the right track. They meet in the episode and there's an altercation in the men's room. How can I describe it? Two men in silly costumes trying to beat each other up while being in restrictive costumes. It doesn't go well. And then Bailey has to come in, who's a woman, and she has to come in and the police get called and everybody gets arrested. It's hilarious. Anyway, I wanted to commemorate the episode because I love it. So I made a mug cozy. This is 100% my pattern. I am super proud of it. And if you've never seen one like this, how it works is you take your mug and you drape the handle over the handle and you wrap it around and then you drape the other handle over the other handle and it stays and you don't burn yourself while you drink your coffee or your tea. So are you team carp or team pig? It looks like I'm team pig. However, not if it's in this hand. I love this. I think it turned out so cute. I tried to make it look as close to their costumes as possible. I also almost wrote verses, but I think I made them angry enough that you get the idea that they're like rivals. So yeah. Am I going to be using this? Oh yes. Oh yes. I am so excited to use this and to make more. Maybe I can make more like rivalry mug cozies. Maybe that should be a thing. If that should be a thing and you want patterns on rivalry mug cozies, let me know. Because that would be funny. Especially if we did ones that like people don't think about. Like the rival. Who remembers the fish and the pig? No one, because the internet tried to erase it. So those are the projects I made for this collaboration. I'm very proud of them. I like them a lot. If I had to pick a favorite, yeah. Definitely this. Oh, this was too fun. Okay, now let's talk about the Decade Divas as a whole. There are a lot of channels participating in this collaboration and we don't want you to miss a thing. So what I have decided to do is I am making a giant playlist and every time somebody uploads a video, as soon as I see it, I will put it in the playlist. There are over 30 content creators participating in this and I'd love to read them, but I gotta take off my glasses because I can't see in these. Okay, I gotta be able to read. So, okay, for September, we have the Spoonie Stitcher, Critters Crochet, K&K Crochet, the Sonnet Silence, Gwinspired Creations, Strings and Threads, Froggy Went a Knitting, All Yarned Up, Heather's Creative Corner, Flourish Crochet with Jana K, Susie's Crochet and Chat, Lori's Stories and Crochet, Sweet Moments by Jessie, Nova Gnome Creations, Crochet ADHD, Creatively Sandra, Sweet Pea Sid's Inspirations, Camille's Creations, Michelle Plays Hooky, The Armchair Chef, Queen Crafts by Bridget, Paige Loves Pumpkins, our October group, Crochet with Tiffany, Coco's Crochet by Hooker by Needle Sam, Whiffleberry Crochet, Missy's Yarniverse and more, Jules Crafts, Handcrafted by Jackie, Thrifty Crocheter, Vima's Crochet, Helix Stitchcraft, Mishi's Crochet Nook, Dawn Yarn Doll, and Mr. Yarn Doll. Make sure you don't miss any of those videos. Every single channel will be linked down below, whether they're in this month or not. For Teresa and I, we've decided that it's important that every video that any creator makes links every content creator that's part of this collaboration. So no matter which video you watch, that list is there so that their channels are seen by more people. That's the whole reason we're doing this. We have, I think, over 30 content creators this time. I lost track, but I will put the number here. And the number is everybody. So myself and Teresa are in that number. So we have tiny channels, we have large channels, we have medium channels, all over the place. The reason we did this, first of all, it's a lot of fun, and Teresa and I apparently love any excuse to do a collaboration together. I've noticed this. But we did it because we're trying to help tiny channels. If you are a tiny channel and you join a large collaboration, your name is said in every video, practically. Or you're at least tagged in every video. And people start to find out who you are. When I started my channel, I think it's the third video I made, was the Amigurumi book tag started by my friend Crystal at Chronically Crocheting. If I hadn't done that, y'all have no idea who I am. You still probably don't. But collaborations are the way to go. So we did try really hard to reach out to tiny channels, even under 100. We really wanted the tiny channels. We also wanted some larger channels though, because that would reach a wider audience. And boy, did we get some great ones. I'm very impressed with the people who took this seriously and really went for it. I can't wait to see their videos. I've had people contacting me to make sure that their project is family friendly. Thank you for caring about that. All of this is very important to me. And it tells me who are good candidates for further collaborations. Every week, Teresa and I will tell you who is making a video that week. However, it is the content creator of that week's responsibility to do the same. So you should be hearing names a lot. We want people to name the channel, not just link it down below, but say it, because not everybody looks in the description box, you know? So we're trying to help the channels get seen and heard about so that people click on their link and start to discover new fun channels. And you never know what you'll discover. Don't knock the small channels. They just haven't grown yet. This week, today, we have myself and Teresa at Critters Crochet. And on the 6th, we have K&K Crochet, that's KK and Kristen. We have the Sonnet Silence, that would be Sonnet. And Gwinspired Creations, that's Ashley. Now, we have a lot of content creators participating in this collaboration. However, you can too. If you would like to post a picture or something, post to Teresa or my community page and use the hashtag here in your post. Tell us why you made what you made and how it relates to the 1970s. That's it. So if you want to create something, or if you already have something and you want to put it in our community pages, that would be great. Also, please watch everybody's videos. They worked so hard to do this. It took a lot of time. They have been working on this, I assume, since January, because that's when they found out about it. And yeah, so some people have been working months on this. I'm sure it's going to show in their videos how hard they're working. Please make sure you watch everybody's video. If you're here and you're watching mine and you haven't seen Teresa's yet, go to her channel after this one. I will link it down below. Also, she'll be part of the playlist, obviously. I don't know what she made either, so that's exciting. Yeah, none of us told each other what we're doing. I only know about a few projects because people had to run stuff by me and they were worried about it. So a couple projects I've seen. But they could have changed their mind. That's all. Thank you so much for joining me today for the first installment of Decade Divas 70s Celebration. Groovy, man. Let me know what you thought down below. Please remember to leave comments. They are so helpful to the algorithm, but also I like talking to y'all. I like having conversations with my audience. So talk to me. I want to know what you thought. We all worked really hard on these videos. Make sure you don't miss a single one. There will be a playlist to make sure you don't. But watch all of these. Leave comments. Leave likes. These channels are trying to grow. And the rest of us just want to talk to you. Remember, life happens, yarn helps, and spoonies can stitch it up too. Bye.